Hello everyone and welcome back to BuzzList, your one-stop shop for all things fascinating, terrifying, and everything in between. Today we're taking a virtual road trip, and trust me, you'll be glad you're in the passenger seat for this one, because we're looking at 10 roads you wouldn't want to drive at night, or maybe even in broad daylight. From treacherous mountain passes to fog-choked death traps, okay, maybe I'm being a tad dramatic. These roads are not for the faint of heart, so fasten your seatbelts, hold on to your snacks, and get ready for a wild ride. First up, we're headed to South America, to a road so infamous it's earned the nickname Death Road. I mean, can you imagine naming your road that? Talk about a PR nightmare. Nestled in the heart of the Bolivian Andes, the North Yungas Road is a narrow ribbon of gravel and sheer drops, often shrouded in fog so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. Now, I love a good mountain view as much as the next guy, but something tells me you'd be too busy gripping the steering wheel to appreciate the scenery on this one. Speaking of gripping the steering wheel, imagine navigating this bad boy with only a few feet between your tire and a sheer drop into the abyss. It's enough to make your stomach do somersaults. And if the sheer cliffs weren't enough to make you slam on the brakes, the frequent landslides and waterfalls cascading onto the road might just do the trick. But hey, at least you'd have a good story for your next dinner party, right? Just picture it, past the potatoes, would you? Oh, and did I mention I cheated death on the North Yungas Road? You'd be the talk of the town. Just maybe not for the reasons you'd hope. Next, we're heading north, way north, to the Great White Wilderness of Alaska. Rugged beauty, check. Extreme temperatures, check. A road that could double as an ice rink for polar bears, check and check. The James Dalton Highway is not your average Sunday drive. This icy behemoth stretches for over 400 miles, connecting Prudhoe Bay to the outside world. Sounds charming, right? Well, hold your horses, because this road is for experienced drivers only. We're talking about the kind of folks who consider a blizzard a minor inconvenience. Imagine driving along, the only sound the crunch of your tires on the ice, and suddenly, bam! You hit a pothole the size of a small car. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more adventurous, you realize you haven't seen another human being for hours. Just you, the vast expanse of snow and ice, and maybe a moose or two if you're lucky. So if you're looking for a road trip where you can truly disconnect from the world, the James Dalton Highway is calling your name. Just make sure your phone is fully charged, just in case you need to call for a tow truck or a search party. Now, let's switch gears and head to China, where we'll conquer the Guoliang Tunnel Road. This marvel of engineering is not for the claustrophobic, my friends, because it's literally carved into the side of a mountain. Talk about a tight squeeze. Imagine driving through a tunnel with sheer rock walls on one side and a heart-stopping drop on the other. It's enough to make you want to invest in some extra strength deodorant, let me tell you. This road is a testament to human ingenuity and, let's be honest, a little bit of madness. Can you imagine the conversations that must have happened when they were building this road? Hey Bob, how about we carve a road through that mountain? What could possibly go wrong? But hey, at least the views are spectacular. Just try not to look down while you're admiring them. And whatever you do, make sure your car insurance is up to date. Just in case you accidentally take a wrong turn and end up wedged between a rock and a hard place. Next up, we're hopping over to New Zealand, the land of hobbits, breathtaking landscapes, and apparently some of the most terrifying roads on the planet. Skipper's Canyon Road, my friends, is not for the faint of heart, or those who value their suspension. Imagine a road so narrow you'd have to breathe in to let a car pass in the opposite direction. And don't even think about checking your phone for directions, because one wrong move, and you'll find yourself playing bumper cars with a flock of sheep. Now, I've heard rumors that you need a special permit to drive on this road. A permit, people. Like it's some exclusive nightclub for adrenaline junkies. But hey, if you're feeling brave, or reckless depending on how you look at it, Skipper's Canyon Road is waiting to test your driving skills and your nerves of steel. Just make sure you pack a spare pair of underwear, just in case. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to the Himalayas. And no, we're not talking about a relaxing spa retreat. The Zoji La Pass in India is not for the faint of heart, or those who suffer from car sickness, because this road is essentially a roller coaster carved into the side of a mountain. Imagine driving along a narrow, winding road with sheer drops on one side and towering mountains on the other. The air is thin, the views are breathtaking, and you're pretty sure you just saw a yak give you the side eye. Now, I've heard stories about the Zoji La Pass. Legends of mudslides, avalanches, and drivers who swore they saw a Yeti crossing the road. And let's not forget the altitude. We're talking 11,575 feet above sea level, folks. That's higher than most airplanes fly. So, pack your oxygen mask, your sense of adventure, and maybe a Sherpa guide, just in case. Next, we're taking a trip to Transylvania, Romania, home of Dracula, spooky castles, and apparently, some seriously scary roads. The Transfăgărășan road is not your average Sunday drive. This winding ribbon of asphalt snakes its way through the Carpathian Mountains, offering breathtaking views and more than a few opportunities to test your brakes. Imagine driving through dense forests, the air thick with fog and the sound of your own heartbeat. You round a bend and suddenly, BAM! A castle appears out of the mist, perched precariously on a cliff top. Is it just the fog playing tricks on your eyes, or did you just see a bat fly past? The Transfăgărășan road is a driver's dream, with its hairpin turns, steep inclines, and stunning scenery. Just make sure you pack a garlic necklace and a silver cross, just in case you bump into any vampires along the way. Now let's take a trip to Italy, the land of pasta, pizza, and apparently, some of the most exhilarating roads in the world. The Stelvio Pass is not for the faint of heart, or those who get dizzy easily, because this road is basically a giant game of snakes and ladders carved into the side of the Italian Alps. Imagine driving along a narrow road with sheer drops on one side and towering mountains on the other. The air is thin, the views are breathtaking, and you're pretty sure you just saw a mountain goat give you the side-eye. The Stelvio Pass is famous for its 48 hairpin turns, which are basically like driving through a giant corkscrew. It's enough to make you want to pack a barf bag and a neck brace just in case. But hey, at least you'll have a great story to tell your friends, right? Just try not to brag too much about your expert driving skills. Hold on to your gyros, folks, because we're heading to Greece. And no, we're not talking about a relaxing beach vacation. The Patiopoulo-Perdikaki road is not for the faint of heart or those who value their suspension, because this road is basically a goat track on steroids. Imagine driving along a narrow, winding road with sheer drops on one side and towering cliffs on the other. The air is thick with the scent of pine trees, the views are breathtaking, and you're pretty sure you just saw Zeus himself riding a donkey. Now, I've heard stories about the Patiopoulo-Perdikaki road, legends of cars losing their grip on the loose gravel, drivers getting lost in the labyrinthine turns, and goats stealing sandwiches from unsuspecting tourists. So, pack your sense of adventure, your sense of humor, and maybe a spare tire or two, just in case. Next up, we're braving the cold, vast expanse of Russia, home of vodka, borscht, and apparently one of the most eerie roads on the planet. The Road of Bones, also known as the Kolyma Highway, stretches for over 1,200 miles through some of the most remote and unforgiving terrain imaginable. Imagine driving along a desolate highway, the wind howling like a banshee, and the temperature hovering somewhere around you'll freeze your bum off degrees. The only signs of life are the occasional abandoned gulag and the ghosts of the prisoners who perished building this road. The Road of Bones is not for the faint of heart, or those who scare easily, because this road has seen some things, man. It's a testament to human suffering, resilience, and the sheer determination to build a road through some of the most inhospitable conditions on Earth. So, pack your long johns, your vodka flask, and maybe a copy of the Gulag Archipelago, just in case you need some light reading material. Last but not least, we're ending our journey on a high note, literally. The Karakoram Highway, stretching from Pakistan to China, is the highest paved international road in the world. We're talking 15,397 feet above sea level, folks. That's higher than Mount Blanc. Imagine driving along a winding mountain road, the air thin and crisp, the sky a brilliant blue. You're surrounded by towering peaks, glaciers glistening in the sun, and the occasional yak giving you the side-eye. The Karakoram Highway is not for the faint of heart or those who suffer from altitude sickness, because this road will take your breath away, both figuratively and literally. It's a testament to human ingenuity, the power of international cooperation, and the sheer audacity of building a road through some of the most challenging terrain on the planet. So, pack your oxygen mask, your camera, and your sense of adventure, because the Karakoram Highway is a journey you'll never forget. Well, folks, there you have it. 10 roads that are guaranteed to give you goosebumps and maybe even a few nightmares. From the treacherous curves of the Stelvio Pass to the bone-chilling history of the Road of Bones, these roads are definitely not for the faint of heart. Which one freaked you out the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're brave enough to have driven any of these white-knuckle wonders, tell us about your experience. Remember folks, adventure is out there, but always be prepared. Drive safe and always check your route before heading into the unknown. We'll see you in the next video. Remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave your comments.